Okay, so let's jump in. We're going to dive into this amazing conversation that happened over 1,000 years ago. Yeah, 1,000 years. It's between the great master Padmasambhava and his student Yeshe Tsogyal. But what's absolutely wild is that the questions she asks, they feel like they could have been pulled right out of your own head this morning.
I mean, it really all comes down to this, right? How can we quiet our restless minds? In our crazy world of nonstop notifications and endless to-do lists, this question has never felt more real. And, believe it or not, this is exactly where this ancient teaching begins.
All right, so let me set the scene for you. Picture this. It's the 8th century. We're in Tibet at this place called Crystal Pearl Ridge. And the student, Yeshe Tsogyal, she walks up to her master, Padmasambhava, and she doesn't hit him with some, super complex philosophical riddle. Nope. She asks something so simple, so direct, it's just perfect.
And I just love this part. She doesn't lead with, "Oh, great master, what is the fundamental nature of reality?" Not yet, anyway. She just asks, "Okay, where do I start?" It's such a great reminder, isn't it? Any huge journey, any profound practice, it all starts with that one simple, practical step. You just got to show up.
And get this, the master's answer is just as down to earth. He's like, look, before you can even think about settling your mind, you got to settle your body and your space. He doesn't jump into these big abstract concepts. He starts right here, right now, with the physical world around you.
So these are the first steps, the absolute foundation. First, find a nice, clean space. Then, prepare your body, sit up straight, and this last one is so important. Set your intention. And not just for you, but for everyone. Arouse that compassionate heart. It's like he's saying a stable body is the launchpad you need for a stable mind. It all starts there. Okay, so the physical setup is done. The space is right, the posture is right, so naturally, Yeshe Tsogyal asks the next big question. All right, my body's still. Now what in the world am I supposed to do with this brain of mine? And yeah, this is where the real work begins. This is the part we all struggle with, right?
And the core instruction he gives, it sounds so simple on paper. Just relax. Let go of everything. Don't grab onto thoughts, but don't shove them away either. Just be. Rest in your natural, aware state. But let's be real. Anyone who's tried to do this for more than 10 seconds knows it is way harder than it sounds.
And of course, Padmasambhava knew this was coming. He's a master, after all. He immediately gets into the fact that our minds don't just, switch off on command. He points out these two classic roadblocks, two huge pitfalls that, trust me, every single person who's ever tried to meditate will recognize instantly. So on one side, you've got agitation. That's your classic monkey mind, right? The one that's constantly jumping around, making grocery lists, replaying that awkward thing you said yesterday. Then on the other side, you've got dullness. This is when your mind just gets foggy. You feel drowsy, like you're in a dark room and can't quite focus. It's this constant balancing act, trying not to be too wired, but also not too sleepy.
So what's the move? What do you do when your mind is just a total whirlwind, chasing after every single thought? Well, the master solution is so elegant. And the best part? It doesn't involve fighting your thoughts at all. And here's the secret sauce. He says to look at the thought itself. Like, really look at it. Where did this thing even come from? Where's it trying to go? And then, just let it go. Let it dissolve. The key here, and this is so important, is that you don't have to crush your thoughts or push them down. You just have to stop inviting them in for tea and a chat. Just treat them like clouds floating by in the big, open sky of your mind. They show up, hang out for a bit, and then they disappear.
Okay, so how do you even know if you're making progress? Well, the master says it's not about having some wild, flashy vision. It's way more subtle than that. It's these little internal shifts. Like maybe you forget you even have a body for a second, or you stop noticing your breath. You might feel this natural, quiet joy bubbling up. And here's the big one. All that anxiety, all that attachment that usually runs the show, it just starts to loosen its grip.
And this might just be the most important question in the whole dialogue. It's one thing to feel all calm and peaceful for 20 minutes on a cushion, right? But Yeshe Tsogyal nails it. She asks, okay, but what happens when the meditation bell rings and I have to go back to, real life, back to work, back to family, back to all the chaos?
And that's really the whole point, isn't it? This practice isn't about escaping the world. It's actually a training ground. It's about learning how to engage with the world more skillfully, with more wisdom, and definitely with more compassion.
It's about taking that clarity you find when you're still and carrying it with you right into the middle of everyday chaos.
So the master lays out this brilliant two-pronged approach for life after meditation. Part 1 is practicing with wisdom. This means seeing that all our experiences, the good, the bad, all of it, are kind of dreamlike and temporary, just like our thoughts, so don't cling to them so hard. Part 2 is practicing with method. This is the active part. Go out and cultivate compassion, do good things for other people. And the ultimate goal? It's balancing the two. Do good, but don't get all attached to being the good guy.
And he leaves her with this really powerful warning. It's basically a warning against what we might call spiritual bypassing today. You can't just walk around saying, oh, everything's an illusion, nothing matters, and then go act like a total jerk. His point is crystal clear. Real wisdom has to be backed up by how you actually live, by ethical, grounded, compassionate action.
So that leaves us here, with this final question to chew on. In our ridiculously complex, non-stop modern world, how can these ancient, profound instructions about just watching our thoughts, balancing our inner view with outer action, and practicing compassion, how can they give us a real path to clarity and peace? It really seems like this 1,000-year-old conversation has never been more important than it is right now.